Hey there, freedom seekers. Welcome back to the series of 9 live videos where I share how to validate your business idea on paper before you spend great sum of your money in the business. So today I am sharing the building block number 5 of the canvas that we've been discussing. So as you can see, building block number 5 are the channels to your customers. Remember, we went over number 1, which is the problem. Oops, it's right there. The problem you're solving for your clients. Number 2, which is over here, it's the customer segment. And number 3 is your unique value proposition. Number 4 is a solution. So today we're looking at number 5. And number 5 is very important because a lot of business that fail to build a channel to their customer segment first. So remember, as a startup, your goal right now is not to scale, it's to learn. So at this point, you might experiment with several channels to your customers until you find the right few that are going to work for you. And of course, that's going to depend on the customer segment that you select. Okay, so this is also when you interview your customers to refine your solution and refine your problem and make sure that the problem that you're solving is actually one that people are experiencing and that they're willing to buy the solution, which is your product, and able to do that. Okay, so when you interview your customers, you are forced to actually identify several channels, and at the same time, it allows you to create a path to enough customers in the beginning, which eventually they could become your real customers. But right now, you are at the stage of learning and the stage of interviewing them. Okay, so the path to your customers, the channels, you're going to have two different categories. You're going to have a free path, which, maybe at the beginning you're going to focus on. Then you're also going to have the paid channels, which depending on your investment, your capital, you may consider using that. But in any case, it's a critical step to really understand which are the best channels to get to your customers. And again, at first you may try several, and then you may want to focus on those that seem to work best. There's going to be a couple of different approaches. There's going to be inbound marketing versus outbound. So the channels inbound are going to be such things such as your blog, where maybe you provide some information regarding the problem that you're solving and the solution that you're considering bringing up. This is a good way to engage with your audience, especially if they exchange email address with you. There's also the search engine optimization, where you make sure that some of the keywords, which is also another great way to identify your market by entering keywords into search engines to see what kind of questions people have. There's going to be ebooks or free offers, templates or free sources of information that you're going to give to people, and they are going to opt in for they're going to give you their email address. Of course, there's social media. There's going to be groups and pages where you can engage with your audience and get to know them a little bit better, get to know what the problem is. And then there's going to be paid. There's going to be search engine marketing, and that's going to be a little bit more expensive. It used to be a lot cheaper when keywords were new, but now they are being auctioned at such high cost that maybe for a startup, it's not always the most practical one. There's going to be trade shows that you may want to consider participating, even if you just walk around a trade show without having to get a table or a booth. And discuss with people, interview both vendors and interview potential customers. There's going to be email marketing, of course. There are many platforms here that you can use today to engage with your audience and provide them with information. So those are some examples. There are probably many others. I'm sure that some examples of different channels that you may want to consider to reach out to your audience and to determine who really is your audience and what they need. There's another one that you may want to put on the back burner, but still considering it for interviewing, are the strategic partnerships. But for that, you may want to wait until your product is finished and proven before you truly engage with them. But you can still interview them, still make contact to understand, strategic partnerships are going to be people or companies that have maybe offer a product that is complementary to what you're offering, or they are catering to the same type of audience. But at the same time, you don't want to engage too soon, because if your product is not fully developed and not fully proven, that may not be a good solution for you. I'm going to give you an example of a simple strategic partnership. For example, Sarah Blakely, who is the founder and CEO of Spanx, a undergarment company, she started with the invisible panties, and to prove her ideas, all she did was to go interview, well, she probably did more, but she interviewed a sales associate at Neiman Marcus to see if her product had a chance to make it, if there was a need for it, if it was solving a real problem that people were willing to pay for the solution. And that also allowed her to establish and understand the channel of distribution, because Neiman Marcus became one of our first retailers eventually. And of course, her company, and she's worth billions of dollars now. So those are examples on why it's important to really understand how you're going to go after your customers, your audience. Who are they? You may make some assumptions that could be very wrong in the beginning, and it's okay. But your job in doing the research is to make sure that your idea is not just in your head and doesn't really connect with reality, that you may not have an audience, or that the solution you're offering is not quite what people want, or the problem is not that big of a problem that people are not willing to pay for your solution, your product. So that's the work that you're going to do at the beginning. It's going to save you a lot of time, a lot of money if you do that. So, and that's it for today. That's the channels to your customers. So I'll be talking about building block number 6 next time. And those are the revenue streams that you will discuss, how you're going to be making money with that business. Until then, I'll be posting a link again to this canvas for you to use. You don't need to spend days and hours. You could just fill out in one afternoon. It will give you a lot of good information and really help you solidify your idea for a business and refine it. Thank you for watching. I'm Patricia Botero Saint-Jean. I'm the founder of Open for Business, and I am a startup business coach. I help people identify, research, vet, and plan and launch the right business for them. And thank you for watching, and cheers to building a life you love. Take care.